Hello, everybody, and welcome to a late edition of the Me and My Wife podcast. I'm me, Mike Calta, radio host. That is my wife,
Hi.
Amanda Calta, certified therapist. I don't know. Do you say that? Certified?
I don't say certified.
Board
lover boy.
certified therapist.
I'm a
And
licensed clinical social worker.
same shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Smarter than me, lady. How are you doing? Oh, you got double Wu-Tang today, I see.
Double tang.
Nice. I like
Hi.
that. It's been a while since we've done the... Oh, I was like, what are you doing?
I'm showing my blanket.
I thought you were like those German guys where you're going to disappear on Instagram.
And then I just hide behind the couch.
Yeah. We haven't done a podcast because of the hurricane.
No, it's because I was sick.
Well, we didn't. All right. I mean, there was a hurricane first.
Also, yes. There was
Then
a
you got
hurricane.
sick with something that I'm positive was COVID, but didn't come up testing for COVID.
No, yeah, it didn't. It was, no, actually, I think it was worse
Worse what?
than COVID.
Why?
Because it was like every virus and every day a new symptom would emerge, like a new virus.
Right.
It was like, I lost my voice and that was bad, but it wasn't like the worst thing ever. But then my throat was so sore the next day and that was bad. But I was like,
Your
functional.
usual good to live with until you're sick. Then you're like, oh, Jesus. It's just like I'm sure I'm worse. I am easily more of a baby in our situation between the two of us. If I feel sick, I need to be pampered. I want love. I want food. The whole deal. You just sat there and were like, I got no voice. Like you sound like one of Marge Simpson's sisters.
Yeah, but it was awful. It was everything, every bad thing that there is.
Yeah.
Coughing, bad belly, everything.
That is the extent of our discussion about pooping is bad belly. Like the key to a good marriage is never coming out of the bathroom and going, God, you should see what I just did in there, which I've done a few times.
Yes.
But sometimes, listen to me, I'm not someone who celebrates my poop, okay? But there's been a couple of times in my adult life, mostly like in the last 5 years, where I was so amazed by what I saw, I took a picture of it and sent it to Bobby Kelly.
Right.
Because I'm like, you're not going to believe this. I mean, I had something. One time Ralphie May showed me a picture of his shit, which is gross. But he shit, and it was so big that it looped over itself, and it looked like a figure eight. And Ralphie said, "Look at it. It's an infinity. It means shit lasts forever." And he shit a perfect eight. And I go, "That's a perfect eight. You should actually share this with people." He goes, "I did. I was poop of the month twice on ratemypoop.com."
So, do you know what my favorite poop thing is?
No, I didn't even know you had one.
I do. Bobby said that he had a shit knife.
Oh yeah, from Max.
Right. That they just kept in the bathroom.
That was their kid Max would shit in the toilet, and it was too big to go down, so they had a hanger that they would use to cut it in half and keep it on the thing. That is gross, but that's one of the things that you really know that you're ready to be a parent when you could cut somebody else's shit and not like throw up all over yourself.
Yeah, you have to love your kid.
In the entire time that we've been together and that we've had children, what is the hardest thing we've had to do with the kids? Mine is
like related to poop.
No, just in anything. Easily mine. I know what it is, and I mean, like I'm talking about like taking the kids for shots and doing that stuff. What's the hardest thing we've ever had to do?
Oh man.
I'm going to tell you when you think about it. I'm going to tell you, and you're going to go, absolutely.
Tell me.
So when Joey was like around 4 years old, we went to New Jersey to the beach for a week, and we rented like a little beach house, and Joey would not shit. He would not shit because we were not home. I don't know what his deal was.
He was still kind of like at the end of potty training, where it's still kind of, they don't like to poop in the potty.
Yeah. And I don't know. I wonder what that fear is all about, why kids won't shit in the potty. Like, you got to think that when you poop your own pants, that's such an uncomfortable feeling that you're like, but then again, if it's all you know, then it's all you know.
I know that there's probably some kind of like psychological explanation. Like it's something about the poop going down the toilet.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is though, but there's something.
Like the first time we fed Joey real food, I don't remember what it was. It was like maybe fruit or something.
Peaches.
Was it peaches?
I think it was peaches.
The first time he ever had anything, we were at my dad's house. I'll never forget. And he tasted something, and his face, he was like, Like, you've known about this the whole time? Like, he was surprised by it. I would think that once you clean a baby's ass and they're like, I can be clean. I don't have to sit in this. I can just shit in this little turret. And then they'd be like, yeah, I want to go back to the bowl. I don't want to walk around with it in my pants for a while. Anyway, Joey would not shit for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
It got to like we were getting nervous about it. So we called the doctor, and the doctor said he has to shit or else he'll get sick. Do you know what they did? What did they do in your olden days?
They would take a small sliver of soap and they would ram it up the butthole. That's true.
What?
Yeah.
A sliver of soap?
Yeah.
That could puncture your colon.
If you make it a sliver.
You have to dull it.
Yeah,
dull
it's got to be a dull.
Okay.
Not
like
sharp,
a shard. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Joe, we weren't too far off from that.
Yeah.
What were those things called?
It's like glycerin, I want to say.
And they're little balls.
It's like a suppository.
And we had to take this baby, take his diaper off, and force one of those little glycerin balls up his ass. It wasn't that big and it wasn't that dramatic, but I thought that it was like when you pour liquid plumber in the drain and you put it in there, that it was just going to clear everything out and it was all going to come out. But it's not. It's designed, you push it in so that they could push it out. When they push it out, they're forced to shit, which is the grossest thing. But also, we had to butt rape our child, and that was the most upsetting thing that's ever happened to me. Like, to this day, I think about it, I want to cry. It was the most upsetting thing. We were at to hold him down and shove something up his ass.
Okay.
Now I know why he's a dick now.
But I think that's like a very bad analogy of what.
Yes,
happened.
Granted, but it was technically what happened, and it did, and I can understand why it made him feel super uncomfortable, and why I think it definitely scarred me more than him. I'm sure he doesn't remember it.
No, I don't think he does.
But I do, every detail of it.
Yeah. Yes, agree. That was bad.
That was also the last time you ever booked a vacation. That was the worst.
It was not supposed to be like a 5-star resort vacation. It was like my friends.
If that was an Airbnb, I would have been like, give me my money back.
Okay. Well, we didn't go back.
We didn't go back, yeah.
So it's fine.
Meanwhile, your friends are like 2 blocks up and they had a spacious, nice apartment. And we're in a shack down the block.
We got what was available.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you feeling about it? You have a birthday coming up this weekend.
I'm feeling bad.
If I were you, I would feel good. Mm-hmm. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
You have 2 kids. You have a master's degree. You have a lovely husband. All these things, like you've done well in your life. Like, you should be very happy.
I'm happy about those things, but I don't know. It's just weird.
Getting old, right?
I get like now, like my dad is going to be 85.
Yeah.
And he would always say like,
He still says it every time I see him. He's
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Your dad goes, if I can give you a piece of advice, don't get old. I said, well, if I could find it, I would.
Yeah. He's like, he's old, but mentally he's not old. And he's like, I'm sitting here and I'm watching myself not be able to do things. Like I can't jump and I can't play basketball and I can't run, but my brain still wants to do those things.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Be honest.
Okay.
Do you think I could light jog from the driveway to the stop sign?
Yes.
So do I. Galvin is absolutely convinced I cannot do that.
Like, what would happen? You'd pass out on your way?
No, like that I'd get too tired and I'd have to stop.
So, okay. So you're saying jog without walking.
Continuously to the stop sign. Be honest. Could you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I could do it too.
I don't know. You might be able to.
Mentally, I would get in like if there was $1,000 at the stop sign, I would make it.
Yeah. But I think it also has to do with like how hot is it outside? Are you going like in the hottest time of day with the sun beating down on you?
Right.
That makes it harder.
We started a new thing on the show today that I think we should do in the house too.
What?
Challenge.
Okay.
So like it didn't come up, but we just started coming up with a conversation about, because Galvin runs, he can run. He runs marathons and stuff. And it was like, who can run further, me or Gio? Mm-hmm. And I said, let's run to the stop sign out front and we'll see if we can make it out there. Who runs the furthest to the stop sign? So Gio's like, I could definitely go further than you. And I'm like, I can go further than you. And I said, we should do a new thing where you say, fine, challenge. And I say either no or challenge accepted. If it's challenge accepted, then we have to set a date, do the challenge. And if I am able to do it, he gives me $100. And if I can't do it, I have to give him $100.
Okay.
Except I don't want your money, so we could trade sexual favors.
Okay. Yeah.
You give me sex stuff, I'll give you money.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a pretty good deal, right?
Yep. Yep.
Challenge accepted.
So what do you want to challenge me to?
I don't know. That's the other thing. The good thing about on the show is I don't want them to be like, all right, now make a list. I want it to just come up organically. Like Carmen and I talked about playing pickleball.
Mm-hmm.
Whole
so they're
bunch
all
of things.
physical challenges.
Well, so far they've been.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, they could, it could be something else one day. But also, Galvin could be like, I challenge you to run to the stop sign. And I'm like, yeah, no, challenge denied. I don't feel like running. You know what I mean? I could turn it down.
Okay, but you don't have to give him $100.
No, you just say no. Yeah.
All right.
But if I go, oh yes, I can. No, you can't. Challenge you. Challenge accepted. Go. That's a new thing we have though.
Okay.
So you and I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I think so. With the kids or no?
No, I feel like the kids will outdo us and everything.
Yeah, they can run far. And
I read a thing the other day in the news. It was we did it on the show. It was things that everybody's into that you're not into, and we all had to like guess things. So mine was Morgan Wallen and Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
Like I'm not into either one of those, and everybody loves. Bert loves Jelly Roll. Everybody loves Jelly Roll. I probably like him if I met him, and he's a good singer, but I'm just not into it. Same thing with Morgan Wallen.
That's my question. Does everybody love Jelly Roll because they love him, or is it his singing?
I think you don't expect nice singing like that to come out of that head and that body. So when he sings, you're like, God damn, that guy can really sing.
But it's like medium.
It's what?
It's like medium.
He's pretty good. He's got those voices.
It's good, but it's like medium.
Okay, but now put it through that monster and it becomes nice. It's like it's like when you're afraid of a monster in any movie and then the monster's like, I just want love. Then you're like, all right, we like him now.
But so just hear me out.
Okay.
So you see Jelly Roll and you see the voice come out of his head and you're like, wow, that is unexpected.
And then you're like, why didn't I hear about him earlier? And they go, well, because he's been in prison.
Okay.
Judged by his face tattoos.
Fine. But so that all happens and I get it. And I'm like, wow, that was unexpected and that was good. That doesn't necessarily play over into me listening to it in my car and like wanting to hear it.
Exactly.
It's
That's
just
how
kind
I
of
feel.
like that was
There's
different.
that nice man with the sweet voice. And I just let it go.
Yeah.
Now, Morgan Wallen,
Mm-hmm.
he was not on my radar at all. Then he said the N-word.
Right.
And he got on my radar, but also wasn't that big of a deal. And I didn't really care about him. And then everybody wanted to cancel him, and he blew up and became super famous.
So,
then his music was forced onto me a little bit, and I'm like, oh, all right, he's got some decent songs, but still not going to a show or anything like that.
wasn't he on one of the shows like American
He was on The
Idol?
Voice.
The Voice.
And he quit. He saw the light at the end of the tunnel. He was like, I will be famous without you. Same thing Benson Boone did.
Yeah.
If you're a really talented artist and you're on one of these shows, you don't want to be in contract to them for the rest of your life. So if you see it coming, you're like, I'm out. Or he might, maybe, I don't know if Morgan Wallen quit or got kicked off, whatever. Benson Boone quit.
Yeah.
But Morgan Wallen may have gotten kicked off as a non-winner. And then I couldn't, for the life of me, name somebody famous who came from The Voice. I'm not saying I don't know. You just have to explain to me, that girl, she was on The Voice.
I don't think that I could name somebody from The Voice.
And I watched The Voice.
American Idol.
Well, American Idol, I can tell you like the
school.
first 12 years. Well, maybe 6.
Or 3.
Yeah, maybe.
First 3.
Who was the first one?
Kelly Clarkson.
That's right. Then she beat Justin Guarini.
Right, and he became Dr. Pepper.
Right. And then, oh man, I don't even know if I could do 2. I mean, it was the black dude, fat black guy.
Ruben Studdard.
Ruben Studdard.
And Clay Aiken.
That's right. And then Soul Patrol, that guy. Remember the guy with the gray hair? He beat the Davids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so he didn't do anything.
No, he didn't do anything.
There's Fantasia.
Oh, we skipped Fantasia.
But I don't know if we skipped her. I don't know what the order is. I just know Kelly Clarkson was first. And then I don't know what the order is of all the next people.
Yeah.
But there was Fantasia, Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, Carrie Underwood, I remember.
Jennifer Hudson.
Scotty McCreery. I don't know if he won. I just remember he's coming into town this week. So I saw him.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah. Oh, Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson, yeah.
Probably. Who's the biggest star out of American Idol? Jennifer Hudson or Kelly Clarkson or
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood. Yeah. I mean, Jennifer Hudson's.
She's done different things.
She's an Academy Award winner.
Yeah, she's done more things like outside of the singing box.
Yeah.
But Carrie Underwood, I feel like, I don't know, Kelly Clarkson too.
Carrie Underwood does Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. That's a staple in millions of households.
So Carrie Underwood's legs are insanity.
Like muscular?
Yes. But like to get that quad separation, that's difficult. And I think a lot of it has to do with genetics, but whatever she does, it's crazy. Did you just look up a picture?
No. Somebody was at the door.
I'm almost more impressed by her legs than her singing.
Are you more impressed by her legs and her singing than you are by Kelly Clarkson's weight loss?
I think that's good that she lost weight.
Dude, she was a fatty Fatterson.
She got heavy.
She got plumped up, and then she got divorced, and she was like, later, bitch. And she lost her husband and her weight, and now she's just tearing it up again. Good for her.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, she was on Ozempic. So what? I would take heroin if I thought I was going to lose weight that fast.
I don't get that.
I would do gay stuff if they told me it would. I probably would.
Okay.
I mean, how fast do you lose the weight, and how much can you lose?
I don't know, but I don't think that.
No, it doesn't work. It's not a work. Yeah, it's hypothetically.
Okay. I don't think that's a good thing for you to do.
All right.
I don't get like why people get so enraged with people using Ozempic or Wegovy or whatever these weight loss medications are. Like, who cares? Why do you care?
I think because partly people are jealous. Some people are like, God damn it, I wish I could lose all that weight.
Then also use it.
Right. But they're looking at it after the fact now. So they're like, why didn't I do it? How can I do it? She's rich. That's how she did it. And some people are just lazy. And they're like, well, now I have an excuse. I still can be lazy and hate her. And then other people I think are just jealous. I don't know what the argument is. I mean, if you had a person who had an addiction problem and they said, if you take this drug, it'll help you with your addiction, they took it and stopped, everybody'd be like, ooh, good for him. He's off the, whatever it is.
But there would be somebody that would say, but you just couldn't get over the addiction yourself. You had to take medication. Like, why? I don't understand. People are full of hate.
Not me. I find myself more and more full of love. Do you not see that as an observer who's around me all the time? Because when we first were meeting, I wanted to beat up everybody.
Yeah, I think you're moderately full of love.
Moderately full of love. Also, when's the last time you saw me aggressive like that? I think I know the last time.
What?
It was Christmas Eve outside of Best Buy in Citrus Park. When that guy, I went to open my door and my car slipped my hand and it hit the door next to me. And there was a guy inside and I apologized to him and he called me an asshole. And I went and dragged him out of the car.
Outside of Best Buy?
We're outside the Best Buy in Citrus Park. It was Christmas Eve. It might have been before we had kids. Or maybe Joey was, like, my parents were watching Joey or something.
Okay.
We went to get out of the car, and I went to open my door, and it got away from me, and it hit the door, and it hit the car next to me.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy sitting in the car. And I got out of the car, and I looked in his passenger window, and I go, hey, I'm sorry about that. It slipped through my hand. And he said something, and then he goes, asshole. And I went, you know what? And I walked around to the side of the car and I go, why'd you have to do that? I go, why did you, if I leaned in the car to apologize and then you waited till I walked away to call me an asshole. Then he got lippy and then I grabbed him and pulled him out of the car through the window. And then, I mean, within a matter of seconds, security came and then the police came. And I think the guy was drinking a little bit. And I think that's why, because his neck was a little fucked up from me pulling him out, but I didn't hit him or anything. I just pulled him out of the car. And when the cop got there, the cop was like, what happened? And I explained it to him. And he said, all right, let me talk to him. And he came back over and I said, hey, he goes, what are we going to do here? I go, if it'll help, I'll apologize. I said, I overreacted a little. And he was like, okay, great. So I went over there and I said, hey, I'm sorry. And the guy was like, well, fuck you. And then they were like, all right, you can go. We'll deal with him. And I was like, later. Like, out of there. I mean, Joey's 18 is at least, 16 years ago.
I'm pretty sure that I blocked it out.
Well, you went inside. So when I went around to his car, you were like, I'm going inside. And I go, good. No, you go inside. Yeah.
That seems like my move.
Yeah. So, but it would be so much. I got out of the car and the guy was like, asshole. I'd be like, all right, buddy. See you later. I'm an asshole.
It's different too. Even if Joey was a baby, you still weren't like in full parent mode.
No,
right?
If he was there, I would have went.
No, but I'm just saying, like, now it's so different. Like, you have kids that depend on you. There's just so many things that are more important than engaging with somebody like that.
I was driving out here the other day with Juliana, and I got to the point by the park where there's the two stop signs that kind of face each other,
Mhm.
and this woman barreled right through it, didn't stop at all, and I just laid on my horn when I was like, "Stop for the stop sign," and then I went, "What have I become?
Yep.
What have I become?"
That's what I'm
And
saying.
I thought about getting on the Facebook page and being like, some people just don't stop on stop signs.
And that's why I'm not looking forward to my birthday.
Yeah.
Because it's
I'm
happening.
older than you, so
I'm not making it happen. I'm not willing it to happen. I don't want it to happen. It's natural.
yeah.
You just all of a sudden are like, did you park on my lawn? Is that my side? Because no, I don't think that you're supposed to be there.
Joe doesn't let kids walk on his side of the sidewalk.
That's right. There's another side.
Yeah.
Go on the other side.
Listen, they could be dropping trash,
Yeah, I know.
stepping on your flower beds.
Other side of the street is just as good as this side. Go
Yeah.
over there.
Joe, is anybody watching the show?
Yes, we have 85 people in the.
That's actually pretty
Wow,
good.
I was going to say 11.
We haven't done the show in so long. I'm surprised people have asked about it, which also is crazy to me.
I know. Somebody asked me,
Yeah.
and I was like, what?
Yeah. Well, it's good. I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy sitting here with you for an hour. Do you know what I did? I said the sweetest thing on the air the other day.
About me?
Yes.
Aw.
Don't get me wrong. We're not turning this into a relationship podcast. I'm just saying. I said on the air that I'm done with stuff.
Yeah.
I was a hardcore Yankee fan. I mean, you remember our old house was Yankee shit everywhere, from our bedroom into my office. It was everywhere. I had to go to every game. I had to see everything. I watched it. I loved the Yankees. And then I got to a point where Derek Jeter retired and all my other guys retired, and I went, I'm done. Even though Aaron Judge was there and all these other players came in, I was like, I'm not into it anymore. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And that's how I go. But I mean, I did that don't get me wrong. If you ask me who's my baseball team, I'd say the Yankees. It's not the Rays or anybody else.
What is sweet about me?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
It's a long walk. Let me walk it.
Okay, go ahead.
So then we started talking about like other things that we get into for a while and do. And I said, I don't have. Yeah.
Was that me that you just get into it for a while and then you're like,
No. Do you remember what I said, Joe? I said my thing now that I've been doing more and more that I'm enjoying is spending time with my wife.
Yes, I do remember you saying that. Mm-hmm.
I said I get off the air and my first inclination is to go and seek out my wife and hang out with her in the daytime. Then at nighttime we watch TV together before we go to bed.
Mhm.
And then on the weekends, it used to be what crazy stuff can we do in the weekends? Now it's what can my wife and I do, even if it means we're staying home and watching TV. Like an old couple.
Mhm.
Like an old, you know what really scared me?
What?
I feel like shark in Spanish. You were on the phone with the bank the other day talking about mortgage rates and all this other shit.
Mhm.
And they were like, it's a 30-year mortgage and this, that, and the other thing. Now, granted, I know that we're not going to be here for 30 years in this house.
Oh,
We'll
I thought you
eventually
meant
sell.
on the earth.
Well, that's the other thing I thought about is in 30 years, I'll be 83 years old. Like, will I be here? Will you be stuck with that mortgage? Will I want that mortgage at 83 years old? Will I still be working on the radio? Probably not. So then I thought the reality of our retired life is 10 years away.
Oh my God.
It's 10 years away. Like, and then our life is just me and you drinking coffee on the balcony, looking at the water in what now seems like a dream. But 2 months after we do it, I'm like, this fucking sucks.
I think it will suck.
Maybe not 2 months, but
It'll
eventually
suck
it's
if
going
we
to suck.
have a mortgage.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, look, I'm not getting into all our finances. But I just thought time wise, like if we took a 30-year mortgage out, which we have no intention on waiting 30 years to pay it off or staying in this house. I'm just saying, like, but if we did, I'd be 83 years old.
No, it's not good.
It's not good.
I don't like thinking about it.
To quote your dad, don't get old.
No,
Yeah.
I know. And I mean, there's things that I like. Like I like where I am now, psychologically, even physically. Like everything's
Yeah,
fine
you got a tight butt.
right now.
Right.
Thank you. But I don't want to get to the point where like I need help. I need to like ask somebody to help me get out of the car.
Yeah, I got you.
That scares me.
I know.
Remember when we went on that cruise that was not the most fun cruise we ever went on?
Yeah.
And I feel like that was so eye-opening to be, I guess, because we were like surrounded by
Old
elderly people
Old
for
folks.
7 days.
Yeah.
And just watching how hard everything was. Just the stairs and walking and sitting and standing. And, not that I don't know in the back of my head, but you're not around it constantly to see it.
But also, your impending doom. There's no way to get around it.
But that's why I feel like physical activity right now is so important. It has really very little to do with the exterior or, just in how I look. But like, I don't want people to need to help me with anything.
I have said this over the years. I will say it now in front of the millions and millions and 85 people watching right now.
87, I thought.
87.
87. Well, we're back down to 83 now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You could not
See,
hold
this
them.
is depressing,
You
and
couldn't
people are
hold them.
leaving.
I will give you full on permission to put me in a home upon whatever time I can't wipe my own ass.
Okay.
That is when they go, okay, it's time to go to the home.
Can you notarize this, Joe?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Are we on Rumble?
I believe we are in Rumble, Michael.
You know what Rumble is?
I don't. I was just going to say, please tell me what that is.
So we're on YouTube,
Okay.
and we're expanding our digital imprint
Okay.
to Rumble.
Uh-huh.
It is a not new, but it is a new platform for us that we have not conquered yet. And since we have come on so strong on YouTube, I'm now stretching it out
To
Rumble. So
Okay.
welcome, Rumblers.
Thank you, Rumble.
I made that up.
Back up to 85.
All right.
Just letting you know.
Yeah,
Might be Rumble. It might be Rumble that brought them in.
Let's get rid of the Rumble.
I don't know what time it is. I don't know how long are we going. What?
Ooh. It's 1:11.
We're at
What?
27 minutes, right? Or 28 minutes.
Oh wow, that goes quick, man.
I know.
I want to give some love to our friend Justin Stengel who watches this podcast.
Oh, I love Justin.
Justin's great. He's another one got skinny.
I know. He looks great. He probably, too, was like, I don't want anyone to help me with anything. What are you looking at?
I'll tell you in a second.
All right.
Stand by.
Hold on.
Something's cooking.
Clyde
What?
McCormick just asked me for $250 on Venmo.
Wait, he asked you to pay him?
Yeah, he requested money.
Huh.
Hold on, let me open it up and tell you what it says. I just got a notification. I'm in desperate need of some help. One time ask, I'll never abuse it or ask again, trying to keep the roof over my little girl's head during a divorce. We've been listening to Oh, they're actually fans of the show and asking me for money. I don't have money for you, Clyde McCormick. How does that work? Here's the deal. Can we talk about the other thing?
I don't know what it is, but I think so.
This is not something I would talk about. This was, I thought, was going to be a private issue, but I feel like I might have got duped. So a girl hit me up on Facebook and she said, I'm not going to say her name or anything. She said, I have 3 daughters and I lost my job before the hurricane and I haven't been able to look for a new job because of the hurricane. Then we had damage and blah, blah, blah. And now I have an interview on Tuesday, but I can't even get to the interview because I have no gas in my car. And she's like, and she said in the thing, I don't even know why I'm writing to my favorite radio host to ask for help, but I don't know what else to do. Also, I know that you guys give away $1,000 a day, which we did for a short amount of time for a promotion. And she's like, I'm desperately looking for help. Now, my wife and I and the family, we have the Calta Family Foundation, which is an organization designed to help kids in the Tampa Bay area that are less fortunate. This would qualify into that, although that's not our ultimate goal. So I thought to myself, let me see what we could do to maybe help get her on her feet. You know what I mean? Because she seemed like I'm just at the edge of losing everything and I'm trying so hard to. So I felt bad for her. You know, I was raised by a single mother. So I reach out to her and I go, what's the problem? She goes, I owe $291 for my electric bill and they're going to shut off my electric. And I've got the kids and I don't know what to do and they have school. And then I said, well, you can't not have electricity. But I'm not giving her the money.
Right.
I said, give me the electric company's information. I will pay your bill. So she hits me up and she says, here's the information. And I went straight to the utilities company. I didn't give her anything. Come to find out, she owed $291 in late fees. She owed $547 total. And if her electricity didn't get shut off that day, it was going to get shut off next month. So I paid the whole $547.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? I feel good about that. I talked to the electric company. She wasn't lying to me. It was all good. So I reached out to her and I said, listen, I paid you. You're up to the speed. I took care of it. She's like, oh my God, thank you. I'm crying. My girls, thank you. I don't know what to say, blah, blah, blah. I said, here's the other thing. Give me your PayPal. I'm going to give you some more money because you can't just not have any money. You can't survive that way. You got 3 kids to feed. So I gave her $500 more.
I'm so anxious about the end of this because I feel like I'm going to get so mad.
So that's $1,047 that I gave her, $500 to her.
Mm-hmm.
She told me that she could not get PayPal because it goes into her bank. It goes into her bank and her bank is withdrawn. So if I put it in the PayPal, they're going to take the money out. So that's when I gave her the $500 because it took some money out and she had like $400 left over. Okay. But I checked it all and she showed me a copy of her bank statement. She was overdrawn.
Okay.
And it was all dated and everything. So I gave her the $1,047
right
to take care of her electric bill, to give her some cash, and to bring her bank account current so that she could do whatever she had to do.
All right.
And I got to tell you, part of me was feeling like a fucking hero after that. Because I go, this girl 5 minutes ago was crying and so sad she had to come to a radio guy to ask for help. And then she got it.
Yeah.
And I thought, I hope that she is sitting there with a sigh of relief now that she's like, thank God. Then,
what?
Like an hour later, she hit me up again and she needed gas money. And I was like, I'm done. So then on Monday, she hit me up and she's like, my mortgage is behind. I was like, oh, you fucking people. So now I'm like, did I get scammed or you think I got scammed?
Yeah.
You think I got scammed or you think she's just like, hey, this asshole's paying all my bills. Let me just send him the bill.
I think it's a little bit of both.
She showed me the bills.
Okay. So
and I
you
did
paid
pay
her
the
bill,
electric company.
But you don't know if she's like took $400 and bought, drugs or alcohol or whatever. And is, we don't know the situation.
But she didn't ask me for that cash. I gave that to her. I voluntarily gave that to her. She didn't say, hey, can I have some cash? I was like, hey, I'm going to give you cash.
But then she took that cash and still can't pay her mortgage and doesn't have gas to put on her car. So where is it?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want to think negatively of people, but
I don't know her. I'm not Facebook friends with her. She hit me up on the show account. I almost didn't get it. Now this guy is asking me for money on Venmo. I want to help the whole world. I just don't. I'm not.
And that's so. When people always say like if you win the lottery, like you should just give all your money to everybody and whatever. The problem is that everybody will have their hand out. Everybody, and it's not good enough. So you gave her $400, you paid her electric bill, but that wasn't good enough because there's more. There's unfortunately a population of people, or I don't know, want to say population of people, but there's people that have developed behaviors for whatever reason where they are very much okay with relying on others.
Yeah.
And it's great to want to help, but sometimes your help is enabling and it's not really helping as much as it's just enabling them to continue to live the lifestyle. And it's hard because you don't know what's what and who's who.
No,
and
you
of
don't.
course, I mean, that's, me. And the reason that I became a social worker is because all I wanted to do was help people. And I've had some really great experiences helping people. But, you saw me get taken advantage of that one Christmas.
Oh, yeah. You're buying gifts for kids.
Yeah, because, you want to believe that somebody's reaching out for help for their kids and, that you're making a big difference and that you're, the difference between a kid having a great Christmas and not having a Christmas at all. And to find out after the fact that it wasn't what you thought it was is devastating.
Yeah, and I don't think that I don't really think I got screwed. I just think that there was somebody who was taking advantage of somebody who was being nice.
And that's what it is.
But the other thing is that people don't consider is the psychological weight that I have to bear now.
Oh yeah.
I feel bad this guy needs money. I you know what I mean? I just don't, it's not like I'm just over here writing checks to people. I'm not rich.
But that's what the problem is. It's that you don't know what's what. You don't know who's legit and who's not. And the expectation of people is that you have a bunch of money. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you help people when you can? But there's no limit. It never stops.
Yeah.
You have to create a healthy boundary. That's why we developed the charity. That's why we have that, so that we can help people. But it's a boundary. It's something that you have to do.
I did a lot of work with Metropolitan Ministries this year through the hurricane relief, and we're doing a food drive with them. And I got to tell you, thank God for them. It's so much better to just put it on them and be like, sure, you go help everybody. We'll help you get it, and you go to deal with the people.
But the truth is, it's a lot more difficult to give up your time than to give up money. Sometimes it's much easier to just say, here's, $100 and not have to do anything more. But for you to go out there and dedicate your time and put in the effort to help people, I think that is bigger.
My buddy Chuck asked me to go to a dinner for first responders after the hurricanes. And I was like, yeah, I'm out on dinner, but I'll just give you money. And he was like, no, I don't want your money. I want you to come there. And I was like, why? I didn't really understand what he did. What he did was he gathered up first responders, firemen, police officers, ambulance drivers, and all that, who had to work through the storm. And these are people who had their own families home, yet they had to leave their own families to go help other people. And he said, I wanted them to just have a good night out and relax. And I wanted some people from town to be there to show support. And of course, the most handsome sheriff, Chad Cronisher, was there. Susie Lopez was there. I went there. There were some athletes there. And, of course, the godfather of Tampa, Titus O'Neil, would have been there, but he was doing a different charity thing out of town that day.
He was posing for his statue.
Probably. But it was a great time. And we ended up having dinner, and I sat at a table with first responders, and they were telling me about how their houses were devastated, and they're out there helping people, and they lived in Gulf Harbors, and their entire house got destroyed, and their kids are living somewhere else right now. And I was like, oh, yeah. But you're right. It was more important to give the time than it was to give the money.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I was listen. That's one of the things that I feel fortunate. Like, if I could use whatever notoriety I have to go do some fun stuff, like go to a school and talk to kids, or I'm happy to do all this stuff. The only time I don't want to do is I don't want to go to our kids' school, because I don't want to fuck that up.
I was just going to say, I think the Great American Teach-In is like next week or something.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm at an age now where Juliana's like, I don't want my dad to come here.
I don't know.
Yeah. I would do it, but I did it for Joey.
Cool job.
I do have a cool job.
Kids would be like, oh, I'm interested in that.
But she doesn't think it's a cool job. Like, she doesn't think I'm cool.
Not now. She
right. Will. But what I'm saying is, it's not like she's not like, Dad should come here and talk to my friends because he's got a cool job. Because I'm sure she thinks that the girl whose father's a butcher, or one girl's father's a cowboy and does like ranch hand stuff, like they're the cool ones,
I don't think that she thinks that. I don't think she thinks anybody's dad is cool.
Also, those kids are kind of jerk offs, like that age. Because you go there and you're like, hey, what's up? I'm Mike Calta. I host the most popular radio show in all of Tampa. Your parents probably listen to it every day, and blah, 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 blah. And you could be in radio too. Hey, any questions?
Like, what's a radio?
They're like, do you know Justin Bieber? Have you ever met Morgan Wallen? Can you get tickets to the thing? That's just what they do. They just ask you 100 of the same questions every year.
But it's cool. It's a fun day for them, I think. I don't know. I didn't have that. Do you remember having a Great American Teach-In where people came and talked to you about their jobs?
No, but you want to know what we did do in high school, in my sophomore year of high school? One of my favorite teachers, who I still talk to, Mr. Batista, he had a kid who was 2 years older than us, who went to college, came back for a visit, and talked to us about what it was like to go to college. And I just only knew from the movies. And I remember this kid. We were on the wrestling team together when I was a freshman. He was a junior. And
you wrestled?
In my freshman year, yeah.
Did you wear a unitard?
No. Yeah, we all did. But
Singlet.
yeah. Singlet.
Yeah. Singlet.
Yeah, not a unitard.
It's the
Dancers
same thing.
wear.
But
is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I made that up. Okay.
And this kid came back and he talked about campus life and living there at the school. And he actually made me more interested in college than I ever was before. So I do think that those things are important.
Yeah.
We talked to the girls at Orlando, talked to the girls at Pace one time. And I know this is probably not the right message, but I wanted those kids to know that you don't have to be like a college educated lawyer to be successful. Like you can go your own route. You can go do your own thing.
I think that is a good message.
Yeah, but I remember I was discouraging them from going to college, and the teachers were like,
Yeah, I wouldn't discourage them from going to college, but
I think I said things like, "Don't waste your time with college."
oh yeah,
Yeah, but anyway, I would do it for Juliana if I felt like she would not be embarrassed that I was there.
she would probably be embarrassed that you
Yeah.
were there.
And I would do more embarrass. I'd close it with the song.
Yeah, you shouldn't go.
I love to embarrass that kid.
I know it's terrible.
I still wish I had the car with the speaker on it so that I could sing to her when I pick her up from Carline every day.
No,
Yeah,
it's very good that you don't.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's it for us.
Is it?
Unless you have anything else you want to add. I rambled today a lot.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Michael, we were up to 99
What?
viewers.
Couldn't break the 100.
Couldn't break the 100.
You know what did it? Rumble.
It could be. Could very well be.
So do they combine? So is that our
Yeah.
combined
No, that's
viewership?
just a YouTube total, but it is combined. So we'll find out what the Rumble was.
And I
We've
just
never-
wanted to let you know that in the chat, someone named Deadly Venom sent us $4.99 for your coffee tomorrow. But I don't know how to get it out of the program.
Can I use that for Snapple?
I think so. Yeah.
Listen to me. I don't want your money. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I think that's adorable, and I get it. I've done that, but this is not the case for that. This
Don't I
show is
have to
not
do
so we
this?
can. It's not a telethon show.
Don't I do this where I go, thank you? Like pretend I'm eating donuts and then I go, you know what I'm talking about? The
No.
thing on TikTok? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh my God. It's called something. Please somebody write in the chat what it's called.
And what do?
They do like, they're like, oh, you sent me a donut. Ooh, thank you. Oh, and they go like this, like they're like an anime person. And they're like, oh, you sent me, I don't know, whatever, some other food, a soft pretzel. Ooh, thank you.
Yeah, they just pretend that you didn't.
And people send them money. And it's like a whole thing. It's called something.
So they send them money, and then they pretend that they send them an item, and they use the item.
Yeah. It's something. There's a name for it, and they have to do this where they look
right, let's
like they're
pretend.
like
Let's
an
do it.
anime thing.
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'll send you stuff.
Okay, send it to me.
I send you a Diet Coke.
Ooh, Diet Coke. Thank you. Shh.
I send you a double-headed dildo.
Oh.
No, thank you.
That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go. "Eee." All right, we're out of here. We'll be back next week with another episode of Me and My
Whatever.
Wife.
Mhm.
Then
Are we going to do a Thanksgiving episode from Georgia?
I think we can. We'd have to record one.
Are you coming to Georgia?
I mean,
I
I'd
would
like
take
to.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
I would
I'd
take
love
Joe.
to come.
Throw him in.
You know who loves you? Your parents would love Joe.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Probably.
because you're 5 years younger than them.
Well, I'm up there though.
Check us out on YouTube. We've got our own little channel now on the YouTube page, and we'll be back next week. Have a great day. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Mando.
Thank you, Michael.
Goodbye.